Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Hello Dave with Down to Earth Astronomy. It's Monday, so let's take a look at what's been going on in Elite. First, of course, the headline news from last week is the fact that Frontier has delayed Odyssey again. Now we're looking into a alpha test running in the early spring of 2021, a PC release in the late spring of 2021, probably means in June, and the console release is now separate from the PC release, and that's going to be even later in the autumn of 2021. Now, first of all, I think the fact that Frontier's delaying is, I would rather have them delay if they feel like it's necessary than have a broken mess released early. Cyberpunk is the obvious example here, a game that, great game, don't get me wrong, I love it, I've been playing it and I'm enjoying it, but it could have used a month or two more bug fixing before that thing was released to the public. So I could definitely see why Frontier's delaying this. I agree that if they don't feel like the game is ready to be released, then they should delay, and they should make sure that the game is as polished as it can be when it launches. Not trying to kid myself here, there will be bugs and the servers will be a complete mess on launch day, as they always are after big patches, because of the increased number of players. There's going to be login issues, all that stuff that there's always are around patches when you have such a huge surge of players coming in. Hopefully we're not going to have too many game-breaking bugs in the game when it then finally launches in the late spring. What is a little bit more odd to me is the staggered launch, where you have PC coming out like almost half a year, maybe earlier than it does on console. It once again puts console players in this weird situation where I can understand if there's some console players out there who feel like they're being treated as second rank. There must be some kind of pressure somewhere for them to get this update out. One thing that kind of is a little annoying for the console crowd then is the fact that there's going to be a lot of exploration to do. There's going to be a lot of cool places where you can get your name on with like first time somebody set foot on this planet, walked out and walked around on it, and you can't, well, not all of them, but a lot of the cool places will of course also have had the first players walking on it, and all the console people can do is, well, watch it on YouTube, Twitch, live streams, wherever. So overall, I have some mixed feeling regarding this. I think it's fair that Frontier's delaying. If they feel like it's needed, then I trust them 100% that is what's best for the game. However, I do feel the staggered launch for PC and console is a bit of a shame, and I'm maybe even leaning towards I would rather have waited until everybody can get access at the same time rather than prioritizing PC over console. But that's my opinion, and would love to hear yours in the comment section. In other Odyssey news, Frontier also had a Q&A thread over on the forums where they answered a few questions regarding how the mechanics around the settlements are going to work. First of all, I think it's great we're beginning to get into a little bit more nitty-gritty details with how things are going to work in practice, rather than just being these broader lines. We're beginning to feel like we get some game mechanic ideas being answered now, and I think that's great. Again, I'm going to link it in the description. You can go and read all the questions there yourself. I just want to dive down into two of them that I think are interesting. First of all, we knew already that there's going to be new engineers that is going to be specializing towards engineering your suits that you're going to be running around with. We know those could be modified, engineered, and it may also require new materials, perhaps. I think it does. I'm not really sure. Maybe also a mix of new and old materials. Who knows? But what's interesting here is they said that we're going to be able to meet these engineers in person. I hope, as I understand it, this might also extend to the existing engineers, but I'm not 100% sure. But I think we're going to be able to go out, get on foot, and actually go up, talk to the engineers. Hopefully they're going to be, and they've done something custom for the engineers, so not just like copy and paste, and then there's just like a counter or a little screen to go through and click, and then you have the same interface. There's a little bit more special around the engineers. I hope that is the case, but again, we don't know. But we know at least that we're going to be able to meet the engineers in person. The other thing I want to dive into is the whole fact that these settlements on the surface is going to have different states. And they listed a number of states from active, abandoned, war damaged, online, online damaged, offline, offline damaged, and conflict zone. That's a lot of different states, and I assume this is going to work much in the same ways as system states are, that depending on the state of a settlement, different things may happen. And what is the difference between damaged and online damaged? Again, there's a lot of questions here, and also like there's war and conflict zones. How do they differ? What difference is it when I go down through a conflict zone or war settlement? And one more Odyssey related news, which has really been busy after they got back from New Year's. you now have the chance to get your surname listed on a location in-game in Odyssey. There's a forum thread right now where there is a form. You fill out the form with like an email and the name you want, so preferably your surname. I think that's what they're going for. They're gonna draw out 3 lucky persons, and they're gonna have that name they submitted as part of maybe a settlement or something like that. They gave us a example where they said, oh, it could be that it would be like Smith's Hope or something like that. So there's going to be an outpost somewhere with your surname on it. So if you want that, if you want a chance to have your name in Elite, then there is a forum post you can go to and read about it, and also fill out the form which is linked in that forum post. A link for this will of course also be in the description. And finally, I just need to talk about the live stream tomorrow. I want to go and do some anti-Xeno combat, go and fight some Thargoids. I have an interesting build. It's very experimental, and it's very far away from all the recommendations I've seen on how to fit anti-Xeno builds. Not that far, but I've taken myself some liberties and done something differently than what is recommended in the current meta. So it's a little bit experimental. It may work, or it may be a complete failure. If it is, I have another ship we can go out and practice with, just for fun. So if you want to come, you want to see some Thargoids explode, or see me explode in expensive ships, then by all means drop by the live stream tomorrow, which will be live streamed here on YouTube and on Twitch, and it'll be at 8 o'clock in-game time as usual. Thanks a lot for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give a like, subscribe, and until next time, I will see you guys in space.